It's going to be about as good as we're going to get, I think.
So you just have to lean forward, basically.
I feel like I'm about
If
to
you lean back, it's like...
You look like you're like one of those things where they're talking about something, but they're like hiding their identity.
Literally. It was a dark story.
Okay. Good. Really good.
Okay. I don't look like you have any hair, but it's fine.
I know. I look like I'm just have like this cap. I do have hair. Sort of. Okay. We're back from our movie.
Okay, so we finished watching Me Before You. We're going to give you a quick non-spoiler review and then jump into the good stuff.
Yeah. I'm going to start this. It's too hot to sit here. Let's be real. Turn it down though so it's not so loud. Okay, so non-spoilers. I thought it was really good. I thought it was really cute.
Yeah, it was a cute movie.
I would probably give it like a B+.
Yeah.
Well acted. It had like a super, like everyone that was in it was really good.
Yeah, it was like good actors, good plot, you know, but it is still like a romance movie, so it's not really like incredible, but you're like, it's not horrible.
It's like you just kind of have to go into it expecting it to be.
It's just a cute movie that's like
a romance movie.
But yeah, I recommend it. It's cute. Good, fun romance movie.
Yeah.
Akin to like The Notebook. Little heart-wrenching. Okay. Spoilers.
Yeah. Don't watch from this point on if you haven't seen it. But really, this movie has been out forever, guys.
Yeah, you should have taken your BF or GF to see this by now, or husband, wife, or multiple partners.
Yeah, you and all of your wives. I thought it was super cute. I was like, didn't really cry.
No, I didn't cry. I thought I would cry, but I didn't.
I teared up a couple times, but there was no spillage.
Yeah. There was the points where every time they kissed, it was so uncomfortable.
I just was so uncomfortable with people like kissing, and
but
they
it
did
was
it
like,
so slow.
Yeah, it was like the slowest. Like, this is Will, and this is like, you know, the girl, and they're just like.
I was like, so slow.
And then they like held out like right here for a second.
I didn't know what to do, and it's so quiet. And I feel like that's the time when I want to do something that's gonna make a noise. I know. I needed to like cough, but I didn't want people to think I was crying.
I kept making this face like.
Yeah, I did. I made that face through a lot of that movie. I was like,
I just couldn't. It was like they had really nice chemistry. They worked well together, but I didn't feel like the chemistry almost didn't translate into physical chemistry. It was like emotional. So it's like
the physical stuff was like, please don't touch each other.
Yeah, and then he was like saying stuff about like what he would do.
What I want to do to you, and I was like, oh god.
Yeah, and I felt like it was like they were really close friends, that she like really cared about him and he really cared about her, but I feel like it almost didn't quite translate to the physical stuff. So every time they kissed was like the weirdest thing, because it was like, and they also just made it like so slow. Like each kiss was like 5 minutes long, so it was like
the first one was cute, and they were like in that bed, and they had the like thunderstorm, and I was like, oh, this is like kind of magical. But the rest of them, and that one it was cute because it wasn't like, it was all about like the setting of it, and then the other ones were like, this is just them kissing, like,
oh my god, the last kiss was like the longest. They were zoomed in on them like with their lips touching for like 2 minutes, and then they pulled away from each other, and then they were still like this close to each other, and you're just
feeling comfortable.
It just kind of made me like.
It was so funny though that the guy that played Neville Longbottom was in it, because we were literally just talking about how we had not seen him in anything.
Yeah,
I was like, oh my god,
and he like looked weird. Like at first I
didn't recognize him at first.
The guy that played Neville Longbottom, but then I was like, he looks like kind of weird from the last time I saw him in some like underwear campaign or something. And I was like,
that was funny, and his character was like hilarious. Like, it's so that guy that I feel like everybody's dated at one point, where they just like super into something, and you're like,
yeah, and he like doesn't really like care about you, but he like does, but he doesn't.
It's just because you've like been together for so long. And then like the part where she's like, oh, we could go see this movie, and he's like, oh, watch subtitles, and he's like, one for the Will Ferrell, please. And I'm like, this is like every douchey man ever. I was like, the perfect character archetype of that like dude that's just like really into sports, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna make you dinner, only 300 calories.
Yeah, and you're just like,
great.
Let's only do the things I want to do, and then I'm gonna be mad at you when you don't want to do them, and you're like, okay. Yeah. Yeah, it was like, just a cute movie.
It was sweet.
And then he just, like, dies.
Yeah, I kind of got that spoiled for me.
I knew he was gonna die, but it was still kind of just like...
Because I was on, like, Goodreads, and I saw that there's, like, a sequel coming out, and it was, like, what she did afterwards. So I was like, okay, well, he's gotta die.
Now I'm kind of interested. I wonder if they'll make that into a movie, because I knew there was a sequel.
I want to read it now. It seemed like the type of book that I would really enjoy.
Yeah.
Like, almost enjoy more than the movie. Not that I didn't enjoy it, because I thought it was great, but it's something that I, like, think I would really enjoy reading.
Yeah, it seems like a nice, like...
Like, you could really
quiet,
put yourself into the story.
Yeah, you're, like, read it, like, you know, quiet at your home, like when you want to have relaxing time, you might read something like that. Mm-hmm. And I loved all of her outfits. They were just super cute.
I loved all of her shoes. I was like, I would wear every single one of these.
It was just like cute and was like a nice, like, quirky thing about her that wasn't like overtly like, I'm so different. It was just like,
yeah, it was just like a sweet thing.
Yeah.
I liked her character a lot. I feel like that's my biggest problem with, like, romance stuff, is I always end up hating the female. Actually, usually I hate both of them, but I really hate the female one. I always feel like they always have that thing that's like, I'm so different because I'm this way. I'm not like other girls.
Yeah.
I didn't feel that way about her. I felt like that she was a really well-developed character that you can, like, empathize with, and you're like, oh, this is just a
she was
sweet
just
girl.
like cute, and she was just a nice woman that just wanted to take care of him and like
take care of her family
and cared about this guy and didn't want him to die and stuff, and it's like, it was really sweet. It was cute, you know.
Yeah, she was like a sweet character.
And their eyebrows are like crazy. Like,
I know they do so many like
they
crazy
like
I noticed that so much in the movie.
She's like the cute. I love how like real she looks, because like she was wearing all those outfits and it's not like she's fat. That's not. She just, like, looked like a normal human being. She wasn't, like, super skinny. And even when she was wearing her swimsuit, she was just, like...
She just looked
a normal person. And it's kind of nice to see, like, somebody...
And she's, like, pretty. And she's not that type of pretty where it's, like, striking. And you're sort of like, oh, it's, like, supermodel pretty. She's just, like, has, like, a really nice face.
Yeah. She's just, like... Seems like a nice person that you can
Sam Claflin is obviously just gorgeous.
Yeah, he really is. You're like...
He has a great jawline. You're like,
yeah.
And I like the girl that's like in Doctor Who. That's like her sister or her friend.
Yeah.
I don't remember her name though, but I liked her in this.
Yeah, she always plays really nice character. Well, I don't like her in Doctor Who that much.
I haven't seen her. I just know that she's in the show.
But all the other things I've seen her in, because she's obviously in a lot of like British stuff. I like her character. She seems like a nice lady.
Mm-hmm. So does Emilia Clarke. She seems like, and apparently I like read this this interview with Sam Claflin where like they had her like come in for an audition while he was there, and she like came in and like knocked something over, almost like immediately the character without even trying to be. He was like, it was so perfect. She was like the perfect person to play this, and I'm like, that's like so adorable. Like I just imagine she's such a wonderful lady in real life.
Yeah, she seems really cute. She seems like a sweet person. It was a fun movie. It was like a good romance-y movie. Yeah. And I feel like they developed the romance in a way that it was like plausible, except for the physical part. And it wasn't because he was disabled that I couldn't get behind the physical part. I just felt like they had this like really
I don't know,
nice
I feel
emotional...
like she looked like she was like really young, and he kind of came off as someone that was like older, and for some reason I could like, that's why it felt weird to watch them touch each other. I was like, I feel like you're her dad, but
I felt like she was like,
or
even
her
though
older brother
established that she was like 26, I felt like she was almost like 19, and he was like obviously in his 30s, like you could tell by like what he'd done with his life. I think that's why it
freaked me out a little bit.
It was there was something it was just like almost, there was just a little bit of something that like didn't connect for the physical part, and it was just kind of
the emotional
like,
part I felt like was so developed, and I rarely feel that way. I have such an issue with the way they develop emotional relationships, because a lot of times they add them in like haphazardly, and so I felt like this one was really well developed, where you're like rooting for them together, and
it's usually the other way around. I feel like usually they develop the physical, where you're like, okay, it's believable that they're fucking each other,
right?
But then they're like, we're in love, and you're like, what? But this, they did it like the opposite, so it was almost like you're like, Why are you
I kind of
polluting?
liked that they had the thing where it was like, oh, their kiss was like magical, and I'm like, you just never see that, and I really liked it. I was like, this is very sweet. Like,
Yeah.
they didn't do anything physical until they were like basically in love with each other, and I'm like, that's so lovely.
Yeah. I just don't like that he was like, what I would do to you, and
I was like, oh, and now we're in another weird place. This isn't 50 Shades of Grey.
I know, I was like, what? She's like, I feel like her character came up to me as like that beautiful like school teacher that you just want to like bring flowers and like bake cookies for, and you don't want to like ravish like, you know, like fuck her doggy style in a dumpster. Like, I just feel like, you know, and I feel like that's almost what he was implying, like, what would I do with you? And I was like, she is a nice lady, like, what?
Show her respect, sir.
I know, and I was like, you guys haven't even set those boundaries yet. She only kissed you once. So, yeah. And I was like, is he not, I don't know. I guess he wasn't able to have sex.
I don't know.
They didn't really make that clear.
They didn't really talk about
But I guess it doesn't really matter because in the end he wants to die, so.
Yeah, same. Okay.
But yeah, so like that, it was just like, I focused on her eyebrows a lot because she just like does like the craziest like eyebrow movement.
Yeah, she does. She has such a great smile too, though.
Yeah.
Which is so nice.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, they carry.
I could move my eyebrows out like crazy. Like she could do like all these like crazy things.
Yeah,
with
her
her
eyebrows are like this, and they go like up there. I don't know. It's just
crazy.
She like does a lot of like crazy eyebrow movements. I'm trying to think of like other stuff. If there's anything else.
We've talked for like, 10 minutes. That's pretty good, I think.
Yeah.
We don't need them to all be like episodes of TV shows.
That's
like 30
true.
minutes.
But I mean, I just want to make sure we like touch
Yeah.
on everything we want before we shut it off. Because then I always feel like we shut it off, and then I'm like, but wait, also, like, what about?
I feel like there's like a weird, like, it's just on the cleavage. Or it's
I'm
like,
always afraid that when we're filming in the nighttime, that somebody's just gonna appear in the back.
well, that's what I was like. I was looking, it looked like someone walked over here, and I was like, but then this thing is up, so I can't see behind us. And I was like, I don't want to be like looking behind us like a crazy person while you're talking. But I was like, I think someone's behind the car.
I know, I'm like,
See, like shadow people. Like, what the fuck?
I'm always like afraid when I'm like staring into the camera. It's like dark out, and like we're in like this place where it's like yesterday when we were in the place. What was it yesterday? Whatever we were filming at night, the Warcraft. We were like filming in like the completely empty parking lot. So I was like, I'm gonna be like staring at this, and suddenly someone's gonna be like, I'm like, oh fuck. I'm like, do we just like turn? Or I'm not paying enough attention to my side, and someone's gonna come up like this, like like some police
That would
officer.
make for a
that's
very
like,
interesting video.
some police officer's like, hey, what are you doing? And we're like, ah! Sorry, we're just. So yeah, I would recommend it. I would give it maybe like a 6.5 out of 10 stars.
I'd probably give it 7.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it a lot, actually.
Yeah, it was
I
pretty enjoyable.
Yeah, I didn't like...
There was
I don't
only
know.
like this small cringy moments where it's just like...
But I was definitely entertained the whole time, and I was like,
just,
this is
it was
lovely.
cute, it was developed well, and then she got to like go to Paris at the end.
I want to go to Paris.
And I'm like, I wish someone would give me money so that I can go to Paris.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, it was just like it was well developed. I was glad she got rid of her boyfriend because he was just getting like,
He was so annoying.
you're like,
Break up with your boyfriend.
break up with him.
That was always my advice, though.
No, like, break up with your
Just
boyfriend.
break up with him.
I kind of thought she was gonna get together with Nathan, the guy that was like the maid.
At first, I thought that random woman was gonna be like his wife, and then he was like, "I'm gonna walk her back." But I was like, "Wait, I thought you guys were like came together." I don't know why.
Yeah, actually, I weirdly thought at that scene that they were she was like saying like, oh, hey, and I thought that the like two people that had just gotten married were somehow gonna be there and be like, this is weird, like, that's kind of what I thought was gonna happen, but I actually kind of weirdly thought they were gonna have like some kind of 3 thing. I was like,
The movie goes in a really weird direction. You're like, oh, okay.
let's go on vacation together. They're like, let's all cuddle in the bed, and you're like,
Oh, okay.
this isn't the movie I thought I was watching. I don't know. I just I weirdly thought that her and that guy were just like, after that, they were gonna like, be like, oh, we liked each other before, now let's let's find something, now that we I don't know. I kind of thought she was going to get together with the, doctor guy. Like, maybe they'd be in Paris together. Like, maybe, come out of the coffee shop and he'd be like, hey, let's walk around. Is your letter okay? I don't know. I just like I like when people find love and, and then he died, so I was like, she needs a new person in her life. Maybe me.
That's how it ends. You just appear on screen. I'm like, what the where'd you go?
How'd you get there? I don't know. But yeah, so that was I just like to make predictions, and I usually like when they're wrong because I usually make fantastical predictions.
Me too.
I'm like, they're gonna have a threesome, her and the doctor and Will. And then her and the doctor are gonna get together, and it's gonna be really fun for everyone,
including me.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I kind of thought maybe they would, I knew in my heart of heart that he was going to die, but I kind of thought maybe he was, going to tell her at the end, he was like, we're not here to kill me, we're here because I'm going to do some,
You're actually on a live game show. I don't know why I thought you were going to say that, but I was like, that would be hilarious.
No, I was thinking more he was going to be like,
we're going to get better.
Yeah, so. We're actually here because they have this experimental therapy or something in Switzerland, because Switzerland is known for being really progressive. So I was like, maybe he's going to say that, and they're going to be like...
I want to work at a place where people go to die. I don't know, I was thinking about that when that woman, greeted her. I was like, I think I could do that job. Don't you think that would be, kind of nice?
Do I think that would be kind of...
You just, help people die.
I'm not going to visit you at work, then.
Why?
Because I don't want to... People cry.
That's the only reason.
But yeah, I mean, that was a really nice place to go to die.
I was thinking that too. I was like, that would be a nice place to die. You're looking at a beautiful scenery. Yeah. Everything's nicely decorated, and you're just okay. But I feel I would feel awkward sitting around with my family watching me die. I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel I would just want to be alone. Say your goodbyes, but I don't want to be sitting in a room being the only one dying.
That's why you join a cult.
It sounds really awkward. Is somebody gonna come with me and is gonna you're all gonna stare at me while I'm dying? Okay, well.
Everybody dies together.
Everybody look away, please.
Yeah, and then it was I'm glad they at least touched on the fact that the fiance, or I assume that she was his girlfriend, his old girlfriend or old fiance or something, at least said something to Luisa's character, was oh, I tried, but he wouldn't let me help him and blah blah blah, because then you kind of when you first meet her, you think that she basically just left this guy because he became disabled, and you're what a bitch,
What a bitch.
Because it's I thought when he was didn't have his girlfriend anymore. It was oh, that girl just left him because he got in an accident. And then she said something about it, and you're oh, okay, that was nice. That you got so you don't feel you needed to hate that girl.
Right. I didn't see that part because I was in the bathroom, but take your word for it.
Yeah. So she said something about why she wanted to marry the guy. So, friend.
Well, yeah. So
it was a good movie. We recommend it if you like romance and you like movies with the romance.
Let us know what you guys think. We want to hear from you. That's it.
That's it.
We'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time. Okay, we need to do a thing that we can use as our cover.
Okay, what do you want to do?
I don't know. We get in really close. Maybe we make a heart with our hands.
I had to look at it. I was like, I'm not sure if I'm lined up.
Does this
correct.
look like a heart? No. That does Mickey Mouse ears.
It doesn't. It's because your fingers are so... Look at it all you're like the mom from Coraline.
Okay, scratch that idea. Let's do something not with our hands because somebody has slender fingers.
Mine are really small and kind of, they just clip together. She has the needle fingers at the end. You just have really long phalanges.
Okay, can't help that. I do.
Okay, what's another idea?
It's just I was thinking of something we could do that would symbolize romance, but we don't want to look like we're kissing, and that's the only thing.
I could be like. Oh, just so cute. Cute.
I was just trying to think of something that would be cute if we could do hearts, but these just, I feel like they don't look like hearts. They look like Mickey Mouse ears.
You look like twats.
I was just trying to think of something cute so I can make a cover photo that's fun, but...
Why don't we just use one of us laughing? Oh, my eyeshadow looks really good. Look at that. Okay.
Okay, that's probably fine.